How's it going, everybody? Ace Shinigami here to bring you a late and great video. Now, I know some of you have been following this for a few days now, actually since last week. I didn't think the situation could get worse, but you had people like Gundam, you had people like Nerdrotic, Mauler, as a bunch of other creators starting to make videos about this stuff and compiling more evidence and stuff showing on how bad Sweet Baby Ink is. It kind of made me be like, you know what, let's make a video of our own, kind of going through what we've seen and our own thoughts for what we have to say about I think the CEO, one of the people that made a speaking at a press conference back in 2019, has caused the internet to uproar for once and unify a lot of gamers, because we're tired of this shit. We just want good gameplay, good storytelling, and the fact that they've been trying to just talk down to all of us, lecture us, and be like, hey, you can't have that. Sorry. We're all just kind of done with it at this point, and luckily people have come through, some defending Sweet Baby Ink, others not. This one right here, fucking, hold up. You got Kotaku saying that Sweet Baby Ink doesn't do what some gamers think it does. And I love that immediately after you had another fucking website being like, guess what? Sweet Baby Ink runs to Kotaku after their cancel campaign got destroyed and their company's vile agenda was exposed. It's like, this is justice on the internet. Doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's very sweet, savory, and I like to enjoy it, like licking off the barbecue from some good McNuggets. Even though I don't like barbecue anymore, I say honey mustard, but good analogy anyways. A few things that they had gone off because of Rocksteady and Sweet Baby Ink's inclusion was they ran to Kotaku ordering them to do some damage control, and they even tried to cancel the Steam curator list, which, here, I'll show it real quick for some of y'all. It was sitting only at about 20,000 people around last week. It has bumped up to a good 197, almost at 200,000 now, showing games that have been involved with Sweet Baby Ink, and it's nice. I like seeing it. Now obviously this is just for Steam, but there's another one that shows this stuff like the Spider-Man game and other things like that they've had their hand in. This one's just pertaining to stuff that is on Steam. Still, I think it is sweet justice to see a company having to delve out the refunds, and it's all because they just would rather not listen to fans and make fun of us, call us names, instead of listening to us. Or, as this person, one of the employees from this Sweet Baby Ink place, was, Steam curator harassment group Sweet Baby Ink Detector is led by this person. Here's them trying to slick so they don't get reported, even with the discrimination language filed off. The group itself still fails the code of conduct, apparently. And also, anyway, report the fuck out of this group. Like, they're so pissed off, and then look, it just keeps going. And report this creator since he loves his account so much. Like, can you be any more salty about this shit? All because people are pointing out we don't want to fucking spend our money on dumb shit that isn't gonna work, or it's not actually enjoyable. You're just taking our money and doing the least minimum effort possible. So, no. I think that the people here actually asking for refunds are definitely warranted. And you have people like this. Sorry, no one thing has changed. The number of people who understand the spreading misinformation just lets them be racist in public with no consequence has increased dramatically. That has changed, probably requires some fighting from those with authority, probably. Like, what? And yeah, also, yeah, Steam doesn't have guidelines for curators, as far as I can tell, that would prevent someone from starting a curation group that focuses on, say, people from not buying the associated games. And it's like, yes, I feel like that's a good thing. The cancellation has failed so far, and as I already showed you, they're not at 191, they're actually at 197. The other good stuff to go through here is a video they had playing from one of their fucking conferences. The company-owned website makes it very clear that they want to inject diversity into games. Their About Us section reads, founded in 2018, Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal and working around the globe. Our mission is to tell better and empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video game industry. We aim to make video games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone. I would say anybody that has to use the language more inclusive for everyone, more engaging while diversifying, is definitely not doing it for out of the kindness of their own heart. All right, it is just purely agenda driven, and as we've seen before, fuck it, let's just show a few things. All right, sorry about that. I had to cut so I get a little bit of a tap pulled to here, but so. I find it funny. We were really close to this back in the 90s, and a lot of people might remember this. I am young, yes, but people that are older than me remember the 90s for a certain way, and while the little bit that I did get to glimmer at experience was wonderful, I didn't fully experience the beginning of the 90s to the end, right? So, we had films, we had entertainment that was, I would say, diverse. Schindler's List, Malcolm X, Princess Mononoke, Europa, Life is Beautiful, Godfellas, what else we got here? Hamlet, Fargo, Eat, Drink, Man, Women. Like, a lot of these top lists, like look at this, Audition, a lot of these top lists from the 90s are what? Diverse. Once Upon a Time in China. And you're telling me that we had to be more forceful about it in current days, even though back then, yeah, you see a few stuff like Saving Private Ryan, you know, but I definitely see a little bit more variety than you might say nowadays. Philadelphia, Raise the Red Lantern, all these fucking films that I'm going through right here, you're telling me majority of them are white people? I mean, maybe every once in a while, yes, but they all have their merits. They all have one thing in common: good storytelling, good directing, and the ability to engross the audience in their world to get them to even get to this place where they're rated so highly. Apparently in video games and stuff like that, we've just forgotten it. We've just been like, fuck it, we're just racist. We're all just, you know, homophobic, apparently. And when we move to shit like this, where the fucking creator is saying this kind of shit, it really, it tells you that these people don't have the best interest in mind for what you love. They're just trying to hijack your hobby and make it their own, while killing it in the process too. So let's just cut here and see what they have to say.
But I think it's still amazing that I can be seated in a meeting and told that out of 12 characters, we already have one black one, so there can't possibly be a second. I get that way too much. And I once worked on a project where they had an all-white cast, and they expressed their desire, like, okay, we need to mix it up a bit. How about this character's kind of like stereotypically French? So they have a beret, and they have like a striped shirt. And I was like, okay, if you need to do that, can we at least make them a person of color? And they said, oh no, that would be weird. They're already French. So I want to do better than that.
That's what they had there. That, as she already said, it was an all-white cast, meaning this project she was working on probably dealt with somewhere in Europe, if they were dealing with a fucking French person, right? And you would think an all-white cast, either dating back a certain time frame, it's gonna have mostly just white people, right? But her interjection of like, make him black. It's like, did you think about the time period? Did you think about it if it made sense of, you know, certain complexities of the society at that time. No, you just thought, hey, diversity. This game doesn't have enough black people. Just make that French person black. You know, there are black people that are French, yes, but in that time frame, how many far and few between? Did it follow and honor the source material that it's trying to tell off of? A lot of the times, these people are just kind of doing their own fucking thing. You have stuff like Angrboda from God of War 3. Where's it, God of War 3? Whatever, the fucking God of War Ragnarok, sorry. Where there is no black people in Norse mythology, right? Some may say, well, she was well written. Still stands that she is the only person in that fucking world that's like that. And if you're telling it authentically, because if we're gonna go to another region, maybe we go to some African gods and stuff like that, which do exist. Would we not see more black people, unless white people? Yes. This just seems like an injection. And then, of course, one of the other big ones they worked on, fucking Spider-Man 2. They were going to tell outlets, we are a narrative company. That primarily is our work. We are not censors. We have no interest in false diversity or in tokenization. We have an interest in making stories better and making characters more interesting and in developing a strong language around narrative design. Right, but that also means you like making characters uglier, like how in Spider-Man 1, Mary Jane didn't look as fugly as she did in the sequel, right? All of a sudden, you literally copied her face from one of the writers, which is a self-insert. Not using the person that actually was portraying MJ in motion capture. How is that normal? All these little instances, even for fucking Spoken, right? That was one of the other games they had their fucking thing in that was just garbage. They clearly don't understand the fan base that they're trying to dip their toes in, and by trying to make enemies and make fun of them or tease them, they've only pissed off more people and have justified such things as this Sweet Baby Ink detector, because you're not doing justice by the gaming industry, and by continuing to push this division within gaming, you're only making more enemies, because we should be able to play as a fucking alien, a dinosaur, a fucking rabbit. You should be able to play as any character and either sympathize or and feel immersed in that world. You don't need to be like, I'm the same character as that. They're black, I'm black, I fucking match. This is great, right? Like, how many fucking, like, when people play sports games and they're playing their favorite athlete, how many people are the same race as their favorite athlete? Like, think about it. That doesn't make fucking sense. You can tell me you're just gonna race swap the actual human to match the fucking athlete? Like, think about it. None of this shit makes any fucking sense of what they're trying to do, and the whole narrative around, we want diversity. It's like, good. Then tell good, diverse stories that don't sacrifice writing and engagement. That's all we want. And also good gameplay. For games, at least. It's a rant. But I'm sure y'all had it coming. Sorry about that. Other than that, I want to know what y'all think. Am I a little bit biased? Am I crazy? Or do you all kind of agree on some of this stuff? Other than that, it's Shinigami signing out. You have a good morning, good evening, and good night. I'll see you next time. Bye.